Vediamo se riesco. Non c'è una, sì. È carino, vediamo se riesco, eh. Non so se riesco. Sì, riesco. Ci sta? Ok, no, non si vede, vero? Sì, un po' sì, non proprio tanto però, vero? Ah, se lo metto un po' più dietro, così? È carino? Eh? Allora, faccio una prova con lo schermo. Aspetta, perché qui voglio chiudere un po' di roba, se no... Aspetta, eh. Guarda un po'. Allora, faccio condividi. Tu vedi qualcosa? Sì, scusa. Vedi tutto il coso però senza presentation. Adesso così vedi solo le slide, vero? E mi senti? Scusa, eh. A posto? Bene. Ciao, ciao. Prova, prova. Prova, sì. Mi senti, vero? Ok. Allora, questo lo chiudiamo un attimo. Quindi sono amministratrice. Chi sei? Un altro pantalone, anche tu, vero? Mi ricordi qualcuno? E che non bestemmia. Apposta ho detto gli sarà cascato un coso in testa. No, ti stai arrabbiando perché ti sto dicendo. Ah, ho capito, io e te siamo colleghi, dico scusa, rimetto la gerarchia. Sono atea. Ma io sono atea. Io sono atea. Lascialo perdere. Io pure sono scout, eh. Io ero cattolica, però adesso sono laica. Tutte cose che stai promuovendo, diciamo, anche pagando il mio stesso stipendio, insomma. Quindi mi paghi e poi mi attacchi. Mi paghi e poi mi attacchi. Allora non le devi foraggiare queste cose, mi devi lasciare in mezzo a una strada. Abbiamo tolto l'audio della chiamata. Aspetta, fammi togliere. Esatto, e lui fa la
Hi, hello.
Hi, hello, good afternoon. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I will admit all the people, all the participants. Welcome, welcome everybody. Welcome, Valeria, Natia, Alexandra.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Christine. Good afternoon.
Good
Let's wait 5 minutes more. Hi, Mimi.
Hello, I'm so sorry.
Hello.
I have a little job and I'm gonna join you, okay?
Okay,
Hello.
okay. No worry.
Sorry.
No worry. We will be waiting for more people and then will start, I think, in 5 minutes. Good afternoon. Vitali and Mattia. Welcome to the webinar. We will start in few minutes. We will share 2 hours together, and I will be your facilitator in this work. We will also have 2 parts according to the agenda. So after a first part, we will have 5 minutes break just to have a small break before the work, the collective work. So let's wait few minutes more because I would like people to see more people join the webinar. According to the participant list, we will be like 53 persons or more, 55. So it is important to wait few minutes more. Thank you for waiting. Hi, Julia, welcome. I don't know if you received the agenda of the day and the project work framework. If not, I can send you again, or I can put it in the chat. I will be happy to share it with you, and we will work on that. Okay. Hello. Okay. Okay, I will share my screen with you. We will check if you can see the screen.
Yep.
Or not.
We can see.
Yeah.
I mean, I can
Okay.
see.
Okay.
Me too.
First. Okay. Okay. So let's start together. Welcome to the webinar. And then if other people will ask to stay, to join, I will check later. Okay. Welcome to the webinar. I'm very happy to stay here with you. I'm very happy about this project. As you know, this is the focal point of the project because with this webinar we will be talking about on how to empower our communication and discover our strengths and build a strategy for an organization of the third sector. I am Francesca Ciaralli. Just a few words about me. I'm a project manager, both for European projects and also for national projects in the field of culture and social. I've been working for the Department for Equal Opportunities of Italy, promoting gender equality and empowerment and gender mainstreaming European projects for about 5 years. And then I've been working as in cultural diplomacy and after also in European projects, and after like 4 years ago, I started working with in especially in the third sector, both in European projects and cultural projects, always linked to gender mainstreaming and women empowerment. So I'm here to give you all my experience and my competencies in this part of the project, and I will be very happy to share with you this afternoon. The agenda, as you could see, has been divided into parts. So in the first 45 minutes, we will be working on discovering your strengths, and we will be working with interactive exercise. I will be asked for 2 or 3 volunteers. So I really hope that it will be an interactive afternoon together. And we will have the briefing too on how to transform these personal strengths to transferable skills in a no-profit sector. Because, as you know, the no-profit sector, according to the skill analysis that this project has been working on, and also according to the analysis and all the works that all the partners of the project have been done, as you can see, there are many. There is a skill gap, but we will discover that our strength can be useful for this gap in the no-profit sector. So please, if you have any question, I will be happy to reply to you. Always, you can open the microphone, or you can just send me a message in the chat. So I will be always available to answer to the question. Okay. In the second part, we will work on the project work objectives. We will start from the 9 pillars of communication strategy, and then we will analyze together an example of websites of an Italian organization, just to have like a case study to work on. So now to start, I ask you to write a word in the chat that describe how you are feeling now, right now, in this moment. I know that you are busy. Maybe you take these 2 hours to work on you, on your strengths. So just put a word, don't overthink, and just write whatever comes to mind. So for me, it will be useful to see which is your feeling now. And I will see the chat. You can write on the chat just a word. You can share with us. Excited? Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Diana. Nobody wants to share with us a word, a feeling in this specific moment. It's just to start, it's just to make an icebreaker. Overwhelmed. Okay. Thank you, Ekaterina.
Not about this webinar,
I
though,
know.
just in general.
I know, I know, I know. I understood. Okay, so I hope that you will spend 2 hours and you will change this feeling. But I will accept all the feelings. Busy, okay. Let's put all the feelings that you feel, because I will not judge, and this is a safe place. And I know that this is a working session, but catered. Okay, Nadia, thank you. Okay, it is important to start from where we are. Uh, so if you want to put more words, I'm busy too. Okay, thank you for sharing. It is completely normal, I mean, to feel tired and busy and curious or even a bit insecure when starting something new. But today we are here to change uh, this kind of perspective. So let's move on to this first second part of the presentation. I don't know if you can see my screen. Okay. Okay, I will admit more people. Okay. Okay, now I ask you another personal work. It will be a personal activity, but also a group activity. So we will start with for a second, 2 seconds, you just have to close your eyes and think about the last time you solved an emergency at home or manage your day by day jangling impossible schedule. I know that we are always full of tasks. We always have like to-do list in our daily life. So just think about one moment or one situation where you resolve an emergency at home. Take your time, close your eyes, and we will go on. Okay, now I will need to have three volunteers. I know that for you, maybe it can be scared, but don't worry about that because it is an easy work to get together. So the other people will be supporting the volunteers. Okay, so can I have one first volunteer? It will be very easy.
Sure, I can go.
Okay, Ekaterine.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, you will share now in few words a daily challenge that you overcome. Did you think about?
Okay, can I tell you and you can tell me if it applies because that was the one thing that came to my mind was but the emergency was mostly created by me because I procrastinated a lot and it was last minute application for my university and I had only 2 days and there was like a lot of stuff to manage altogether and that's the example that I remember because I had to get a lot of documents and everything else also while working.
Okay, okay. I think it is a perfect example, okay, of an emergency. So you said, if I understand, you said that you have many tasks, and sometimes if you have a deadline, you organize the tasks just to arrive at the last time with the deadline. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
I think this is the right group because everybody do the same. So, okay. Now, the other people in the other participant will try to tell you what kind of superpower you use to present the document to your university because I think that you present it. Did you present the documents? Did you achieve the result?
I did present the documents. I don't know the results yet, but I did my best. It was satisfactory from what I could do in
Okay,
2 days.
okay.
Um,
So I will ask to the other people to the other participant to write in the chat with what kind of superpower Ekaterina used to present all the
Procrastination.
documents. Okay, procrastination. Okay, and other color. Okay, I will explain you why procrastination is a superpower. Maybe after, yeah. I was thinking about that many times. Okay, but I would like to know if other superpowers can be underlined in this kind of approach of dynamic. You can write in the chat if you don't want to open the microphone.
I would say super time management within the 2 days of frame.
Yeah. Super time management. Okay, Ekaterina, can you explain us how many documents did you present and which kind of platform you had to use to present the documents in few words, just few words?
So, university websites, figuring out where I had to apply, registered on one website, then applying through two other separate emails, gathering the documents from my university, filling out the form, translating the syllabuses, making sure it applies,
Hmm.
writing a
Okay.
motivational letter, requesting reference letters. So yeah, and uploading all the documents together and finding my old high school diploma, which I never knew existed. So
Okay, so you made it, you made all these tasks in 2 days.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
it was
okay,
very super.
okay. So, okay, so this is a quite long list of documents, and I think that I think and I know because I have studied this kind of time management, you know. So procrastination is just it's just a dynamic. It's just a tool that we use to focus on the result if we have much time, if we have 1 month, we can work on the document, of course. But if we have less time, the focus is 360%, and the level, the quality of a document is higher. This is our neurological type. I mean, not everybody work like this. Not all the people. There are people who, firstly, want to do the document and present the documents 2 weeks before. Okay, we are different people, but there is another kind of people who can have the focus just in few time. So in this few time, in small time, we have a stronger level of focus. Okay, so we talk about procrastination in a negative way, but maybe procrastination sometimes is the tool that we use to produce higher level documents or stuff. I know that there are many people working like this. This that doesn't mean that people who organize the time in a different way don't doesn't do a good job. No, but I just want to say that procrastination sometimes is something that help us to have a super time management. So this is a strength, okay? and we can just transform. Can Is there any other person who can add another superpower that Ekaterina put in this situation?
I can say responsibility because like she might give up about the task, so it will be a good point, I think.
Yeah, responsibility because she um make like a list of tasks, and she present the documents. She go in the website of the university and trying to understand everything, and she do the job. So this is a second superpower. Can we find another superpower in this situation? Ekaterina, if you have something that you want to add, you can add, of course. If not,
I will wait
the
for
other people.
others if they have anything to say.
Okay, okay.
I would also say that self-confidence, because even the it was like just 2 days left, she stood up and she put all her effort in it.
Yeah, the self-confidence. Yeah, because if she um, decides, okay, to realize everything in 2 days, of course, she has to be self-confident because if not, I think that the result would not be achieved. So this is a very important point. And thank you, Ekaterina. I would like to work with another person too. If there is another volunteer that want to share with us an emergent, an emergency situation. I don't know if more people are okay. Yes, now I can see you better. It's very easy. When you close your eyes, you talk about a moment. Would you like to share with us the moment? Is there any other volunteer?
Mm,
Julia? Oh, okay,
I can say I'm not sure how
okay,
emergency it is, but
okay, okay.
nowadays I'm living abroad, so this transportation system here is very kind of like different from my own. And every time when I trying to figure out how to get to university, how to get to the another city, always I missed my transport. And when I come back from I don't know, from trip from another city, I always miss the last transport that is like even possible to come back home. So this is the emergency that I could not help with it. Like for 2 months, I'm trying to solve this problem, but I can't, unfortunately.
Okay, so you cannot solve this kind of emergency, okay?
Yeah.
But is there a day where you could solve this emergency? Have you taken the transportation one of the days?
Yes, I mean I kind of trying to follow their schedule, but it's so different. It's always delayed when I show up
Okay.
on the time. Then I thought that okay, it's gone. I think I prefer to walk and it passes through my side.
Okay. So, if you don't take the, let me check if I understood.
Yes.
If you don't take the bus, is that a bus or a train?
Let it be bus. Yeah. Let it.
Bus. Okay. So if you don't take the bus, how you solve the problem? How do you go to the house or to the university? Which
It's like
solution?
30 minutes of walk through university.
Walk. Okay, okay. So this is which kind of strategies is that? Because you can decide to
Mm-hmm.
have different strategies to take the bus, of course. Okay,
Yes.
we can talk about different strategies to take the bus. I don't know, maybe using Google Maps, or depending on the city where you are,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there are local transportation apps, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
or city website of the city, or to tourist information. We can talk about it, of course. We can manage to find solutions to be in time. There are people who put the the time 15 minutes before, for
Mm-hmm.
example. Okay,
Yeah.
but we can also discuss from another point of view. For example, we can talk about this solution. So you decide to walk. Okay, you
Mm-hmm.
decide to walk. This solution, which kind of superpower is needed from you to do this, to walk?
What kind of superpower? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I can say adaptability because she adapted her strategy.
Yeah, adaptability, adaptability and flexibility
Mm-hmm.
and dynamism. Okay, so of course we can try to investigate. We can try to check if there are strategies to use the 30 minutes to take the bus, of course, but find solutions to achieve the result, and simple solutions is a focal strategy, is a focal point, is a strength, is a super. This is superpower, because there are, for example, moments of the life, or people who lost the bus or the train, and then they cannot find a solution. But sometimes the solution can be found in the situation. You don't need to ahead. You don't need to look for other kind of strategies. Maybe you can adapt yourself. You can be dynamic and flexible, and try to find solution in the situation. So the problem solving. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is a superpower, the so-called problem solving. So what I want to share with you, that sometimes our superpowers are not uh, directly specific competences that we find in a job, or we find in a professional environment. We can discover our strength, our superpowers, our soft skills in our daily life. And to be aware of that, it is very important to transform these superpowers in skills that we can use also in professional life. So how to transform these personal strengths into transferable skills that you can use in no-profit sector, for example. Okay, as you know, often in job interviews, there is a gap, because time spent caring for children or family or university or studying is like an empty gap in our professional resume. Sometimes, if in our CV we don't have the name or of an enterprise or an agency, it seems that we are not doing we are not doing a job. But it's not true. The reality is that family management or university management or caregiving management is an intensive daily training ground for high level soft skills. And the result is that you already possess the organization and emotional skills that, for example, many NGOs and social enterprises desperately need. I've been working in the third sector from 24 years, and sometimes people coming from big enterprises, they have, for example, professional rules. They are clear on presentation or on public speaking, okay, but regarding the soft skills, they are missing. So sometimes the best thing is to do work to be aware of our soft skills and to be aware of our daily life strengths, because in our daily life we always put in the in our routine many competences. And for example, superpower one, organization and time management. So family change challenge, for example, or also university challenge. Sometimes we have schedules, impossible schedules, and we have to manage school runs and balancing the family budget. And the transferable soft skill is the time management, logistic, and project management, because you have to pass from one sector to another sector, okay? And for example, the third sector application, managing NGO resources, often limited, meeting project deadlines, and coordinating events and budgets. These are linked to the third sector, and these are elements that you can link directly to your daily life strengths. Superpower two, empathy and conflict resolution. Sometimes the family challenge is handling a toddler meltdown or managing the emotional load of the household. So the transferable soft skill is active listening, empathy, and emotional intelligence. In the third sector application, we can focus on working in inclusive environments, mediating team dynamics, and understanding the needs of vulnerable beneficiaries. So these are superpower that are directly linked to module 5, human resources and management and organization well-being of the project. Okay, regarding the adaptability and resilience, so we talk about adaptability in the Christine situation, flexibility and dynamism. So the family challenge is facing sudden fevers, domestic emergency, and reorganizing plans and at the last minute. For example, for the university to present documents, to understand how to use digital tools of public administration, for example. So the transferable soft skill is problem solving, adaptability, and stress resistance. Okay, talking about stress resistance, I know that this is a very common soft skill that we manage. And I want to say you that sometimes in the third sector, the structures, the organization, the NGO or the cultural association, maybe they are not so structured. So the dynamics in the daily work are sometimes there are less rules or less process. So this skill, the problem solving, the adaptability, and the stress resistance can be good skills to navigate the fast changes scenarios of social and cultural enterprises and finding rapid creative solution during crisis. And this is direct link to module 6, adaptability and organizational resilience. So this is a perfect match. So you and the third sector. Why I'm telling you this? Because the third sector is structurally built to be an inclusive, flexible, and open-minded work environment. The second motivation is that they are seeking a deep understanding of human dynamics, strong relational skills, and genuine social commitment. And this can be directly managed from our daily life, both at school, at university, or in family life. So the step, an important step, is highlight this caregiving and family competencies and school competencies in our CV, in the cover letter, and in future job interview. This is a very important part of our awareness, okay? Because we can use this both in daily life and professional life. I would like to give you the chance before the pause. I would like to give you the chance to write in the chat if you have any suggestion about how you feel now and what you think about these things I'm trying to share with you. If you have some idea, if you have some intuition, you can chat, you can put this in the chat, or you can open your microphone too. If you want to share another situation that can be translated in a list of soft skills or superpowers, if you, for example, if you think that this translation of daily life strength into skills for jobs, problem solving. Yes, this is another very important soft skill. As I said you before, in the third sector, many times there are also in the big enterprises or in more structured environment, but especially in the third sector, we face a lot of problems or difficulties, not only at the professional level, but also like human resources. Because, for example, in big enterprises, you have the head of human resources. So every kind of process, every kind of change, if you change project, if you change a sector, these changes are managed by the human resources department. In the NGOs or in cultural or social association, in the most of time, not always, but most of time, we don't have a human resource department. So there is maybe a board, a small board, or maybe from 5 to 10 people, okay, depending on the country, depending on the sector, depending on the funds that you work on. For example, if it's local, regional, national, or European funding, you can be more or less structured. And if we don't have a human resources department, we have to manage every kind of crisis, every kind of difficulty or problem or change alone, like a board, like a team. Okay, so if nobody can manage this at a hierarchical level, we have to manage it alone, like a team. And sometimes it can be difficult. So the problem solving, thank you, Ketevani, the problem solving is a very important skill. I don't know if you have any other input that we can discuss. You can open your microphone and share with us, or you can write in the chat. If you want to write, I will be happy to read and share with you some intuition. Okay. I had a problem of getting late at work. Sometimes my alarm could not wake me up. Okay. Look at it. Okay. So I asked 3 members of my family to call me in the morning. This is a good strategy. Okay. And I think this is a team strategy. So in a professional, you can translate this situation to a professional environment. Ketevani, did you think about that? For example, I want to share this with you. If you have a deadline, okay, in your professional, in your project, you are managing that project. Okay, I will share with you. So you have a deadline in your project, and you discover that you have very much work than you have think before. So you have 3 options. You don't achieve the result. So you decide not to achieve the result, but it cannot be good for the organization where you work or for the enterprise or where you work. I think this is not a good option. The second option is to find personal solutions. So you can put different strategies you can use, or you can identify different strategies to reach the result in different way. Because if you want to achieve a result, you have to change the activity that you implement to achieve the result if you didn't achieve that result before. The third options that you have is to talk to the team, is to use your team to share, yes, ask colleagues to help. Thank you. So this is a very common situation, especially in professional life. So it's not only a problem with alarms, or in general, when you have a deadline, when you have to propose a project, for example, and you have an official deadline, you can ask colleagues to help. And this is another superpower. How can we call this kind of superpower? Delegation, yeah. Or kind of delegation, yeah. How can we call this kind of superpower?
Resourceful.
Yeah. Can you repeat, Ekaterine?
Resourcefulness.
Yes.
So using
Yes.
the resources.
Yes. The capacity, the ability to use all the resources, both digital resources or human resources, okay? When you have to face a problem, when you have to face a deadline, and you cannot, both in daily life And in professional environments, you can use different kind of resources. And resources are not just money. Okay, we always have many kind of resources: personal resources, team, colleagues resources, or digital resources. So this is how to open your mind and find a solution. Before the break, I would like to share with you a very good strategy both in your daily life or in your professional life. When you face a problem, you sometimes, when we face a problem, sometimes we see a wall. Okay, the problem is a wall. So when we start to understand how to solve the problem, we sometimes we just focus on sorry, two solutions. Okay, we said, okay, I can do, I can try, I can use this solution, or I can use this other solution. But this kind of situation, when you are focused only on two solutions, can be like a wall, because you don't know where to go. Okay, there are good reasons to decide to use the first solution, and there are good reasons to use the second solution. I invite you now in the break to drink a cup of water and think that when you are facing a problem, there is always a third solution. When you try to focus on a third solution, you use your creativity and you open your mind to solve the problem in a different way. And you will feel like freedom because you will have much element to face the problem. So take your break. We will see at 3:25, and we will have a second part of the webinar. Okay? Thank you.
All right, see you soon.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back from the break. Now that we have discovered our organizational and relational superpowers, it is time to put them on paper. I mean that in this second part, I won't just be talking, and we are going to work together. Okay. So the final goal in the Web in Tech project is to create a real communication strategy for your hosting third sector organization. So your work will become a PDF document in English, which will act as your professional portfolio. So just remember the golden rule. Before finalizing it in the upcoming days, it is important to also watch the video lessons available on the official web side of the project. So if you could not see the videos, you can see before starting to work on the project work. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so in this second part of the webinar, we will see the project work objectives, the 9 pillars of communication strategy, and we will have some time to doing a briefing and a final recommendation to work on the project work. Okay. So let me present you what is the project work. Is a practical assignment to develop a real communication strategy for a host third sector organization or social enterprise. I would like to tell you that if you already choose a third sector organization, it will be okay because today you can work on this organization with the strategy I will share with you. If you don't choose a third sector organization, you can also look for it in your environment. You can ask your friends, you can ask to people who are working with you, or people who are at university with you, or people who are next to your daily life, not only in the university or in professional environment. Maybe if you go in a public space or a public institution or an association, you can ask for that and you can choose an organization. This is important to do the project work. Okay, so the final output of the project work is an individual assignment that will be collected with the other assignments. So all the project works will be put together in a document in English and will represent an official European level project result. Okay? There are two main goals of the project works. For you, the project work is like an element, a work to put your digital and communicational skills into practice, creating a concrete professional portfolio to enhance your employability. So this work is very important. It will be easy because I will give you the strategy and we will work on 9 pillars. Okay, so it will be a guided work. For the NGO, it will be important because we can provide tangible support to improve their online visibility, engage their audience, and communicate social impact. As you know, now, both for the NGO working in social or cultural field, the impact of their projects, it's something very, very important. Not only not only at the organizational level, but especially to get funds, to receive more people, to touch beneficiaries, to have a dissemination of projects. So the website, the social channels are very, very important tools for the NGO organization. Now I will tell you some information about the 9 pillars of communication strategies. But please, if you have any question, you can stop me you can stop me always, okay? Just open your microphone and tell me if you have a question.
I do
Okay?
have a question, if it's
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to know what the deadline will be when for this assignment.
Okay, so today we will start working together. So today you can work
Uh-huh.
directly. We will have more than half an hour to work. So you can use today to work on the project work. And then you can work on that also in the afternoon and tomorrow. And the deadline will be on Monday. Okay. But
Okay.
as you will see, today we will do most of the work. Okay, my objective is to guide you to do most of the work together.
All
Okay.
right. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, so let's start from the pillars. Can you see my screen now? Yeah. Okay, give me 1 minute. Can you see my screen?
For me, it's pitch black. I don't know if it's like that for everyone.
For
And
me
now
too. For
black.
me too. Yeah.
Okay, let me.
No, it's
No,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now.
Good.
Okay, okay, thank you. I will go to the second part. Okay, let's start. So we have organized the project work that you receive by email in 9 pillars. And these pillars are the elements, 9 elements on the basis to create a communication strategy. Okay, so to write this strategy, to write your strategy, you will use this 9-point template, which we can group into 9 main pillars. So let me quickly give you the map. Okay, this is the map: organizational profile, needs assessment, communication objectives, target audience, key messages, communication channels and tools, communication strategy and action plan, expected results and KPIs, sustainability and replicability. So the pillar number 1 is about the NGO identity. Okay, so in the first part of the project work, you have to specify the official name of the organization, the country, the size of the organization, if it's small or big or medium, depending on the number of employees and also on the number of projects. Because as you know, sometimes in the organization, the third sector organizations, some people are not part of the team, the daily team, but they are, of course, they are part of the project. So depending on the number of projects, you can measure if the NGOs is small, medium, or big. And you can also focus on the field of activity of that organization. If they work on youth inclusion, environment, or maybe women empowerment or cultural sector, and their current level of digitalization. How to measure the level the level of digitalization. For example, you can measure looking for their presence, not only if they have a website, but if, for example, if they use Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, for example, or other kind of social networks. You can measure by this element if they are digitalized, if they have a strategy, a communication strategy, or if they have to improve their communication strategy. And in the case they already has a digital strategy, you can focus on how improve it. Okay, so who is the organization and what are its current communication problems? This is the pillar number one. Okay, in the pillar number two, you will realize a needs assessment. So you had to identify the real communication gaps. For example, week of online presence, if they have a website, if the website has a translation, for example, in English or not, if the website is updated or not, or if they have accessible tools in the website. As you know, now in the communication strategies, many times in the projects, it is very important to introduce elements that help people to access the website. So sometimes the size of characters, the colors, or if you can, for example, push a button and per the reading of the website. This is very important, for example. Okay, which digital competences are currently missing within their team? So depending on the status of their and web and digital presence, you can also understand if they need some competences, digital competences or not. So the question you will answer is, what do you want to achieve? Okay, this is very important. Okay, communication objectives. Formulate one overall goal. For example, if the organization want to attract volunteers, or if you want to reach people for their cultural events. So it is important that you focus on one, two, or three objectives or main objectives that the organization wants to promote. And you have to try to understand if the organization is able to express that objectives. Okay, if you are inside the association or the organization, maybe you already know which are the objectives of the organization. So maybe it can be hard to measure the gap because you has such as a bias. Okay, but if you don't have, but if you are inside, you can also be more aware about what they want to tell to the other people, and you can assess the digital presence and see if these objectives are clear or not. For example, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can.
Yes,
Okay,
We can.
okay. So in the pillar number 4, you will you will map the audience, the target audience. Okay, and here you can have different targets. For example, the main recipients, need, youth, vulnerable, women. This can be the primary target. The secondary target may be educators, volunteers, partners, NGOs. Okay, and then you can map if they address the communication to a tertiary targets like institutional stakeholders, donors, EU networks. So this is important because the question is, who are they talking to? Who are they talking to? It is very important because maybe they want to uh, address a message or invite people to some events or attract volunteers, but they are not using the right language, maybe. So in this pillar, you can focus also on a very important element, which are the keywords, for example. Okay, you can try to focus on the keywords that in the website or in the social strategy they underline and they use. Okay, the pillar number 5. So the pillar number 5 is about the key messages that they want to spread. So you can develop 2 or 3 impactful statements that capture the essence, values, and mission of the organization. You can start, of course, from what they are communicating now, and you can make your proposal in this sense. Okay, so this is where your empathy becomes a strategic tool, because here you have to be your empathy and of course your creativity. Okay, regarding the pillar number 6, communication channel and tools, you have to choose your primary and secondary channels. So you have to map where the organization is now present, and you have to choose the channels according to the target that you want to reach. Because, for example, if the target are young volunteers, you know that you can work on Instagram, maybe. But if the target are women after 14 years old, for example, 45 years old, you can also work with newsletters or Facebook. Okay, the channels are depending from the target. They are linked. Okay, so you can list also practical tools like Canva for visual design or Trello for editorial planning. Canva and Trello are free tools that you can use, and also in the free version are very, very useful. I always use Trello, for example, because in Trello, in the free version, you can manage different projects and you can put your deadlines and you can organize checklists, for example. And you also can tag your friends if you have to realize a personal task or university task, or you can tag the members of your team if you are working on a professional work or project. So Trello is a nice tool. Pillar number 7, communication strategy and action plan. Okay, the structure of the activities can be organized in short term, medium term, and long term. Okay, from 0 to 12 months. So short term is about editorial, calendar, visual identity, for example. Medium term is regarding emotion, storytelling, testimonials, and campaigns. So is where you will focus on the storytelling and the branding, how to say, the branding or the position of the organization in the channels. The long term, from 6 to 12 months, is about building community, fundraising, and partnership. And this is also very important because in the communication strategy and action plan, you supposed to create a strategy that available for the organization, not only in the first months, but it has to be sustainable for the organization. So you can reach, you can improve, you can implement this strategy by yourself, but then the organization can implement also this strategy after the 12 months. This is very important. So it's like a strategy that you have to think about, the strategy that can be implemented always, okay, that can be easily accessible for the organization. Regarding the pillar number 8, we can talk about expected results and KPIs. So how will you measure your success, the success of your strategy? For example, you can establish concrete targets, such as 30-40% increase in social media engagement, the likes, for example, the followers, more event interactions, or growth in registration over the short, medium, and long term. Okay? The last pillar is about sustainability and replicability. I said before that in the last part of the project work, you can explain how the NGO, the organization, can continue using this strategy using low cost or open source tools. Okay? How can your model be adapted by other European NGOs in similar fields, for example? So I to share with you also the document that you receive by email, which is the project work. Let me open. Can you see the project work?
Yes.
Okay. So now we can put into practice these pillars. So instead of working alone, we are going to build a complete communication strategy. Okay. We can use one or of your hosting NGOs like case study. So if you want, if you want, we can choose one volunteer from each of pillars. Okay. So for example, for the pillar number 1, we can have a volunteer, and we can share 1 minute's ideas about how to fill in the first pillar template. Let's work together. Okay. Is there a first volunteer that can share with us in 1 minute how he feel or she feel the first pillar of the project work? Few words, okay? Tell me if you want to start. So in the first pillar, there is the organizational profile, okay? So it's like the description of the identity of the host organization for which we are developing the strategy. Okay, so the name, the country, the sites. Can
Can
you
I ask you a question? I got
yeah.
confused, to be honest, at the first pillar. And do we choose an organization, already existing organization, or how?
Can you repeat, please? Because I had a problem
Yeah,
with.
no worries. I
Okay.
wanted to ask about the first pillar. Do we choose an organization? Do we make up an organization? That's what I'm confused about.
Okay. If you can choose an organization, It is better, okay? You can use an organization who has an English version website, and
Uh-huh.
you can try to develop the communication strategy for that organization. Maybe you can choose an organization from your environment, okay? At university or in your first level friendship environment, okay? I don't know if you already think about it, but it can be useful because it's a good exercise that after you can put on your portfolio.
Can it also be for a for an organization I have not had a contact with, but I think it's
Yes.
interesting? Can
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay, I would
I
search
think
for that
the
then.
best things is if you choose an organization, if you don't have the contact of the organization, I hope that it is an organization that you like. Okay,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
very important because if you like the mission of the organization, if you like the sector, the field where they are working, it is easy to develop a communication strategy because you are personally involved and you are interested in their field of work.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Anybody wants to start with the first pillar? For example, I will share with you an example, okay? I prepare an example for you. Let me share with you this organization. Can you see the website?
No, it's not visible yet.
Okay. Let me share another time my screen. Can you see now?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Intersos. This is an Italian organization working in emergency. Okay, I will give you 1 minute, no, 2 minutes. Okay, it's 3:54. Okay, 2 minutes to. I will put the link of the organization in the chat so you can study the website and then we can share together some elements starting from the 9 pillars. Okay? I put the link in the chat. You have 2 minutes to study the website and the mission and everything, just to have a base of work. Okay? Can you see the link?
Yes, it's
Okay.
in the chat. Yeah, good.
Okay, so let's start. Have you seen the Intersos website? Let's start with the pillar number 1. Can you describe the identity of the organization? Is it a small organization, big organization? What can you see?
Hello. It's an international organization which works on in the countries which has kind of war, food problem, um, um, kind of water and etc. Like first aid, help who needs.
Yes, yes, thank you. And regarding the website, can you measure the level of the website according to your standards, okay? According the other website that you know, the accessibility, the presence of information. How can you how can you measure this? What do you think about this?
If you're asking about the size of the or like the type of the organization, I noticed it's a large international organization because if I'm not wrong, they had more than like 20 countries worldwide. So that makes me think it's a big organization. And
Yeah,
there's a lot of information. The information is very organized and very easily accessible on the website.
yeah, yes. And then you can see that the information are, of course, in Italian because it's based in Italy, but also in English and in French. You can also see the French version of the website. So the website is in 3 languages. This means that is an international organization. Okay, so the size is not medium, is big, and they are work in humanitarian crisis. Regarding the communication gaps, for example, do you think they have challenges that they have to face? For example, if, for example, they have more supporters. Have you seen the partners, the supporters? Who is working with them? Can you discover this kind of information from the website? For example, in the section news, there are many reports. Okay, we have the training, we have the work with us section, but here I cannot see a place where they put the supporters. Who are the supporters of this organization? Which kind of
I thought it was
funding?
about us people when it says about us section and then it's people. Isn't it where it is? No, it's sorry, it's the director and president. I,
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I cannot see, for
Mm.
example, this is just an input. I cannot see any logos or, for example, collaborate institutional collaboration or supporters logos.
I
Okay.
can see the companies who support interviews, like in the contact level, it's Lavazza Group, as I see, UniCredit as well,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Ologic, and Astom. I think
Okay.
four of them are mentioned here.
Okay, I was looking for that, and you find it in the section companies, right?
Yes.
But this can be how can we improve the presence of companies? Because if a new company want to support this organization, we have to tell to this new company that there are many companies that are supporting, okay? So this information, Lavazza, Unicredit, Alstom, Ologic, that you can see in the company section, I think they should be put in the first page, in the home page. Do you agree with me? Do you understand?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had
yeah,
to
yeah.
search for it too.
Yeah.
Because
Be-
it
I
was
found
quite
it.
a struggle
It's a
to.
company in support us, a company supporting Intersource. It's a Lavazza Unicredit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, what is important here? It is important. I will share my screen. Okay. It is important to understand that if you want, can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the companies that are supporting this organization are here. So, they are in the last section, in the last part of this section. So if they want to receive more supporting, they should put these logos in the first page. So when you open the first page or when you open the section about us, they should put the logos of the already supporting companies. So if I am, for example, the director of a big company, and if I want to support them, I can see in this web page that they are already supported by others companies. So this can be like the measure of my presence, and this means that they can trust in me, on me, okay? Because big company are supporting me. So this is very important. So we can say that regarding the small gap is the presence of the supporting companies. Okay, regarding the goal of this company, which is the main goal of this company? From the website, what can you see?
Apologies. Can you please repeat the question?
Yes. Okay. The third pillar is about the communication objective of the organization. Okay. So you can see from the website, you can analyze from the website of the organization if the objective of the organization is clear, for example. Do you think that is it clear in this organization?
I think that on the first side, you like generally understand what is it for, but if you need like in more details, like you have to search it because like on the first side, you see that some of the people are replaced in different regions in the Middle East. So you just find out that some of the people need your help, and that's why it's created.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Sorry, can you repeat, please? I have a problem with my headphone. Sorry.
Okay, so I think that like when you first look at it, you understand the general meaning of the website that some of the people are displaced in the regions in the Middle East, so they need your help. But if you need some more details, you have to look through it and like check exactly what they are doing.
Yes. 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 This is clear. Yes. So it's okay. And this is important because it means that this is clear, okay? And regarding the target, what do you think about the target of this company? Which is the target of this company, of this organization? Target group. So the question is, who are they talking to?
I think it's like way younger audience. For example, from 20 years old to 40 years old people are the main target audience for them. Who is
Yes.
willing to hear in helping other people and mostly in the difficult situation.
Yes. This is really interesting. I will share another time my screen with you because I've lost the. Okay. Can you see the web page, the website of the organization? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now let's go to the pillar number 5. Okay. Here in the pillar number 5, we have to find the key message of the organization, and we have to describe if it's clear or not. I will open also the project work where you can find the description of the work that you have to do here. Okay, I will put directly this so you can see how to work on this. Okay, let me open for you. Sorry, I have a problem with the screen. Okay. So regarding the key message, in the pillar number 5, we have to develop 2 or 3 impactful statements that capture the essence, value, and mission of the organization. This key message will form the narrative core of the strategy and should remain consistent across all communication material produced. So not only the communication strategy, but also the social strategy, for the social network strategy. So we have to think about the core principle of or slogan that should resonate with the audience and communicate the organization identity in the compelling way. Okay? Which are the key message of this organization? Can you resume in 1 or 2 sentences?
Sorry, which pillar were we on? Which pillar were we on? Sorry.
The 5 pillar.
Okay, okay. Give me 1 minute.
5 pillar. Yeah. So which is the first key message that this organization want to disseminate?
I think that they want to say that like humanitarian action has to be like action without any borders.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is the key message of the organization.
Yes. Is there any other message?
I mean, the message is also the fact that the world is in crisis. So they're first showing us the crisis and the emergencies, and then letting us know of their goal.
Yes. Yes. And can you define which are the keywords of these 2 messages? Can you resume these messages in
2 or 3 keywords.
I would say emergency,
Yeah,
worldwide emergency, and for their goal, it would be, I'm guessing, protection.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
was also thinking about this, protecting the humans, protecting human dignity, something like this.
Human dignity, yes. So worldwide emergency, protection of human dignity,
support and solidarity.
supporting. Can you repeat, Natia? Solidarity. Yeah, yeah. So based on these key words, worldwide emergency, protection of human dignity, and solidarity, you can write that in the 5 pillar, you will write, okay, the messages, the key messages of this of my organization, of this organization are worldwide emergency, protection of human dignity, and solidarity. So your website, your strategy in social network will be based on these keywords, on these messages. And this is very important because from the pillar number 1 to the pillar number 9, you have to focus on which are the main missions of the organization. Okay, I'm trying to admit people who are arriving now. Okay, pillar number 6. Okay, now we have to try to see which are the and secondary channels that we can use for this organization. As you can see from the website, I will share the website, another time. Can you see my screen? Okay. Okay, on the right, you can see that they are on Twitter, so X, the name is X. They are linked to X. Okay, Intersos. They are on Instagram, and they have, I don't know how much follower, 14,200. Then they are on Facebook, and they are on LinkedIn. So this is because they are in a fundraising strategy. Okay, so most of time, if you have to look for new donors, if you want to have supporters for your organization, you have to develop a multi-channel strategy. For this reason, they use the most popular social network like X, Instagram, and Facebook, but they also put LinkedIn. My question is, I have a question for you. Which is the reason why they also use LinkedIn? Do you know why?
Maybe because there's there are some businessmen who are willing to support them financially.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat, please? Sorry. Because they are looking for company supporting them. Yes,
Yes, yes, that's correct. So it is very important to know, to see, to be on LinkedIn, because if your organization wants to talk not only to the institutional level, but also to company donors, or if you want to, for example, look for partnership in a project, you have to be present also in LinkedIn, because many of the companies, many of the institutions, many of the foundations are on LinkedIn. And many call for proposals, for example, are spread and disseminate not only in social network or public website, but also on LinkedIn. So this is very important too. And regarding the pillar number 7, regarding the communication strategy, this pillar, this section of your project work, it will be important because in this space, this is an operational section, I mean. So you should structure the communication activities over time. And you can begin describing the short-term action, for example, immediate steps such as creating an editorial calendar, defining a coherent visual identity, starting regular content publication. So then you can continue with medium-term actions and long-term actions. This is important, and you can see the description of what you have to put in your strategy in the project work template. So the project work template is something that you can use, and I will share you this page with you. You can use to have the description of your strategy. So it will be easier, I mean, to work on your strategy, because here you have the explanation. Okay, you can see the explanation. Regarding the pillar number 8 and 9, I will go fastly. Training pathway alignment. Here you have to connect the strategy to the competencies acquired during this training, and you have to explain which learning modules were most useful in helping you conceptualize and structure the project, and describe how the knowledge acquired influence your strategic choices. If you couldn't see the videos, you can go on the project website and you can see the videos. After this webinar, I will send you an email with the link to the project website. So if you could not see the course, you can see all the project documents, and also the videos that can be useful for your strategy. Okay. The last part of the strategy is about the results and the KPIs. So here you have to describe, as you can see, describe how you will measure the success and effectiveness of your communication plan. So you can define how to say KPI, key performance indicators. This is a very specific name, but it's not so difficult to explain. For example, how many visitors you had before the implementation, the strategy, or after. Okay, so you can describe that way to understand if the strategy have been successful is to measure the number of followers, or to measure the number of for example, or to measure to use the tools
that you can find on Instagram and Facebook or LinkedIn. You can use the tools that they have to measure the implementation of your strategy. Okay, the increase in engagement, interactions, comments, and together with the increased participation in the organizational activities. For example, if you will work on a cultural organization. Okay, so for the long term, you can identify indicators such as increased visibility beyond the local level, growth in registration or donation. Of course, the donation are one of the most important indicator in the case of a social organization looking for donors. But this is not the only element, okay? Because maybe that one donator, one person or one company, now it is not a donator, but after the strategy, they can transform in donators, okay? So it is important to also to talk about this. And I would like to now share with you some recommendations that I think that are important to do your work. Firstly, I would like to say you that I will be available with my email address to answer to your question, to be your tutor for the realization of this task. I will be available today and tomorrow. Please write me, email me, because it is important to develop this project work, and it can be useful to do it together. So if you have a question on the project work, you can also write me, and I can share with the other people your question and the answer that I gave you. Okay, so remember that tools like Canva, WordPress, and Google Workspace are not just boring software, but blank canvases for your ideas. So you can use these kind of tools, free tools, to think about your strategy and to use your creativity. You have to trust your superpowers. You you already possess the empathy, resilience, and organizational skill that the third sector desperately needs. Maybe that now you are thinking that you don't have all the communicational elements to develop your strategy, but I'm sure that if you can do the exercise of transforming your daily life strengths in soft skills, competencies, it will be easier to create communication strategy for the organization you choose. And you don't have to be afraid of mistakes, because learning digital tools is a continuous step-by-step process. So we are here to support you every step of the way. Okay, I would like to know if you have any question about the today work. We will have 5 minutes to discuss some part of the project works. So if you, for example, if it's not clear something about one pillar, I can explain you how to face the answer, how to face the project work. So you can write in the chat, or you can open your microphone.
I do have a question
Okay.
about the last pillar, the ninth. Since this is more hypothetical, because I'm not working with the organization or they cannot implement my strategy, um, would the results be hypothetical too? Because we cannot, I mean, compare of what happened after implementing the strategy and what was before. Would it be hypothetical?
Okay. Yes.
You can put hypothetical indicators, okay? You can
Okay.
say, okay, you can say in the last pillar, you can write, if I put in practice this strategy, if for the first 3 months I will do this and this and this, for the second period I will put in practice this task, and I will use this strategy. At the end of the year, the indicators that I can observe to know if my strategy is successfully or not are those. So you can try to imaginate which could be, which can be the indicators. Okay, like
Yep.
yes, it's something, because you are not internal of the organization, I know, but you can try to figure out which are the indicators that can help you to
Mm-hmm.
improve your strategy, because because another important thing is that the communication strategies in one organization, also in big organization, are always flexible. So the strategies can be implemented for 6 months, for example, or 8 months, or 1 year. But maybe that after 1 year, we need to change our strategy because the mission uh, can be reached in a different way, or because there are other digital tools that we can use, or digital channels. As you know, we live in a very dynamic digital environment. So maybe that today we only have four channels, but after 8 9 months we have more channels. A new social network will born. So the most important things is that you observe and you point some indicators that can be useful now, okay? Because now you are writing the strategy, but after 6 months you can study and you can use those KPIs to change your strategy or to improve it.
I understand now. Thank you.
Okay. Does anybody has another question? If you want to, you can put other question in the chat. If not, you can write me by email or open your microphone. You have 3 options.
No questions for now, but if any questions, I will send you a message. Thank you.
Okay. 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 So I was very happy to share with you this time together. I will always be available to help you in the project work. Please write me on my email. I have sent you an email some days, 2 days ago. So now I will put here my email for you in the chat so you can write me. Okay, let me put in the chat my email another time so you can use it. I will be at your disposal. And this is my email. Oh, sorry, I have to change it. Okay. Okay, you can use this email address to write me if you have any difficulty to put in practice your strategy, or just if you want a clarification about one of the pillars we were talking about. I will be happy to support you. And of course, you can send you
your project work, and you can work on it today, tomorrow, and we will be wait for it until Monday. Okay, on Monday we will receive. We hope to receive your work. Okay.
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see you. Nice to meet
meet you.
you. Bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
Bye,
bye.
nice to meet you.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.